as an individual do not know who you are and where you're going, tonight you will be able to learn something from me and Mr. Research. You'll be able to understand what a black conservative is and this administration, how it's affecting your ideology and where you're going from there.
All right, thank you. And also, notice this, I am not necessarily a Trump supporter. I'm into policies. I'm not into the idea of people, whether it be Obama, one of my favorites, Jimmy Carter, one of my second favorites, 41, POTUS. I'm into policies because policies last longer than presidents and or people. So that's where you get the complexities of this conversation, and we'll break down quite a few other people's theories. You got to look at it from this standpoint. When you reach a certain level of achievement, the conservative policies protect you more than the liberal. The that's liberal, true. It kind of takes advantage of a lot of stuff, and I will say that there are areas that Republicans are terrible at, and Mr. Research definitely going to tell you that. I'm not going to check, I'm not going to, Flint, Michigan, that's a Republican did that, okay? So that's the thing here, too, with this show that's going to come on every Sunday after church, is that we'll be talking about things, whether it be Larry Elder or whether it be Ross Perot, or whether it be Al Franklin or Al Franken or Al Sharpton. And we'll just give our back and forth thought process. If you'd like to contribute for paying for our assistant, please do so to the King of Classy Cash App. And you can also leave your questions. Make sure you follow CaLL@gmail.com. This is the jump off page. Mr. Research TV, and I'll be creating other pages. We'll have a page specifically for this between two Black First Conservatives. But make sure you follow so that you can get a link to everything that we're doing. First thing, before we get into politics, let's talk about just being dark-skinned and beautiful. Shirley and I are two dark-skinned intellectual people. Tell me, Shirley, I'm about to throw you off a little bit. Growing up as a young lady, okay, take you back to 6th grade.
Woo!
How did you think about your skin color? I'm going to make you feel safe, and I'm going to go first. 6th grade, I didn't know there was a difference between dark, light. I grew up in a place where it was Black power everywhere. I grew up around the Huey Newton type of people. So I never had a issue with it. Matter of fact, I got into a fist fight with some dude who said something about a girl who was dark skinned, and she looked like she wanted to cry. It's like, what you mess with the girl for? And it wasn't even about, I didn't even realize it was about the skin color. It was just like, why are you making her cry? And you picking on her because, look, I'm dark skinned. Let's get at it. And people, I got a reputation of putting these hands on people, who would be bullies. I don't like bullies. I don't. So tell me about your sixth grade dark skin experience.
Oh, 6th grade dark skin experience. My name was, before I was Hussar, was Webster. So when you are tall and when you're Black, it's a whole nother story. So I was a very tall child. I was dark skinned, but I had amazing parents. I can't complain about that. I think the kids brought that up more than my parents bringing that up. My parents were just fabulous people. They had a daycare center called Tiny Town College on 39th in Vermont. Mr. and Mrs. Webster, who ran that school for over 40 years. So they always let me know who I am and what I should be in the future. They made me feel very, very comfortable. So I'm very grateful for that. But there was this thought that for some reason, that's why when that TV show Mix It came out, Black History and Mix It, the light-skinned people always had the advantage. You learn that from Spike Lee's movies. What was that one where School Days, where the lights and the Blacks were fighting? You see it in the Black sororities where you have the alphas and the deltas, and you see it in slavery where you say, well, here's a paper bag, and here's a non-paper bag person. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I was trying to bring up this picture. I'll do it later on in the show. We're gonna come back to that dark skin blackness, because look, one thing we're gonna talk about on here is being black people, dark skinned black people. It will be politics. But first thing, we're gonna jump into a topic Shirley brought up, and it's Ukraine. Let's talk about the whole Ukraine thing. Before I get my spiel, Shirley, prep how you want to review this video that we're going to watch. Give us a little 2-minute spiel.
You know, I think this video pretty much speaks for itself. So I would like you to just go ahead and show it, and then I think we can talk about that afterwards, because we're going to discuss where the money is. That's what the bottom line is. You know, we're seeing this administration give money, billions of dollars to Ukraine to fight a war against Russia, and that's taxpayer dollars. And it seems not to bother anyone. They just all keep living their life. Maybe they're still living off that COVID money. I don't know. But I think we need to discuss that.
All right. So let me say this before I bring up the video. So my thing on Ukraine is simply this. What happened in November 2021, and that's before the invasion, should not have happened, okay? The second thing that should not have happened is when you look at the NATO map, it's only pointed in one direction. Only one direction. Now, you can feel how you want to about what I'm saying. Okay, I don't want nobody to be unalive. That's the word we got to use here on YouTube, because we can't use that other word. We'll get flagged. I don't want anybody to be unalive. But at the same time, if you put missiles in Texas right now, if Mexico puts missiles in Texas right now, it's going to be a problem. And you're going to say, well, why would that? Texas is American. Is it? Is it? Is that the history of the land? Okay, let me give you a different example. If America takes Toronto away from Canada and puts missiles in Toronto,